This is what I've thought of all the books I've read so far in 2025. Start off the year with First Sly Wins. This was our book club read, and I'm not normally a thriller person, but I really liked this because it wasn't like murdery thriller. It was more just like investigative Gone Girl energy, which was much more up my alley. So if you have more recommendations like that, please leave them in the comments below. Overall, I liked it. I would give it like 3.75 out of 5. Then I dove right into Onyx Storm, which there's a lot of mixed reviews on this book. A lot of people don't like it as much as the other two in the Fourth Wing series. I loved it. It leaves us with another big cliffhanger that really sets us up for the rest of the series. Any book that just like hooks me, makes me do nothing but want to like sit and read for the days following, you've got my attention. And that's what Fourth Wing and that whole series does. That's what Onyx Storm did for me because it was my entire personality for about 4 days while I read it. After Onyx Storm, I went into The Wedding People, which I was also in a reading slump. Like I wasn't reading a lot at this point. I read this on a plane. I read like 20% of it and then the rest of it on a plane. It is not what I expected. So many people highly recommended it, and I understand why. I think people call this a romance. It's not. It's definitely just like contemporary fiction. I found it so interesting. It does talk about suicide. I thought it was a beautiful novel. I think this would be a great book club read because I think it's kind of polarizing, and I just think there's a lot of good discussion topics out of it. So The Wedding People, I gave 4 stars. It ended up, I really enjoyed it, and I actually like how it ended. It just had really complex characters, and I found that really interesting. And then I dove into Quicksilver, which I'd seen all over TikTok. And I'm trying to like fill that romanticy hole that I currently have. I would say the first 60 to 70% of this book, I did not understand the hype. I was like, I don't really like this. I don't really know what's happening. But then I really like ate up the last 25%. And that's where they hook you. So I think the second book, it comes out this year, and that might make me more interested. I'll read the second book. I liked it, didn't love it. I'd give it like 3.5 stars. But it does have vampires if you're into that vibe. I haven't read a vampire book since Twilight. Finally, the last book I've recently read was Anne of Green Gables. I finished it in a day. I read this as a child, and I've watched the movies every year with my family. I hadn't reread it since I was like a kid. It's so important, I think, to mix in a classic in the books that you're reading. This was my book club pick for the month. We haven't read a classic yet. And it's a Canadian story, and it's one of my favorite stories of all time. I cried. I want to cry thinking about it. It's just so beautiful, and it's crazy because, like, I think in my head I thought it was like a children's book. It's not. Like, it's just about a child growing up. I really think everyone should read Anne of Green Gables. It's up there with like Little Women in the same like classic, like cozy, feels so familiar, and like a story that like obviously transcends time. So if you want to join us, we're reading it for book club, and I'm doing an entire themed book club party around Anne of Green Gables. And I mean, like my goal is to make it very good, so we'll do that. There's a bunch of new releases coming. I mean, from Abby Jimenez to Emily Henry, Carly Fortune. So let me know what you're reading in the comments, because I feel like I'm like really out of my reading slump now, and I'm about to head into a spring filled with good books, and I would love your recommendations.